Bonsoir à tous et bienvenue au Swingtime Golf Show. Ce soir, nous aurons 3 invités sur notre plateau. Tout d'abord, Sébastien Danton, Managing Director de Adamas, puis Billy Narena, directeur de Golf Swingtime, et Antoine Deval, directeur de la filiale mauricienne de Tetra Energy. Cette émission est co-présentée par Rob Grief. Hello, Rob.
Good evening, Joseph, and welcome viewers to another episode of the Swingtime Golf Show, where we talk the business of golf. As Joseph mentioned, our guests tonight include Mr. Sebastian Denton, the Managing Director of Adamas, Mr. Antoine Deval, the Director of Tetra Energy, and Mr. Billy Narena, Golf Pro and Director of Golf at Swingtime. Tonight I'll be speaking to Mr. Sebastian Denton from Adamas. Good evening, sir, and thank you for joining us.
Good evening, Rob. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. Now, can you please explain to us and the viewers, how was Adamas established?
Well, Adamas is actually an offshoot of our original family business, which was diamond cutting, which dates back to the late 1800s in Belgium. And Adamas was established in the mid-80s in Mauritius to satisfy the need of the growing tourist numbers who actually started to visit our factory in the early 80s as part of the sort of original tours led by some of the pioneers in the sector. And they expressed a big interest in buying diamonds from our factory, but we had no retail outlet because we were only wholesalers to begin with.
Okay.
And so it was a direct evolution from our original wholesale business.
Right. With that in mind, what is the philosophy behind Adamas?
The philosophy behind Adamas is we're trying to offer the largest selection of merchandise with the sort of consistent quality at very good prices to a diverse clientele. We pretty much want to ensure that whatever you get from our place will last you more than a lifetime.
Right.
And additionally, that you might not be able to find anywhere else in the world.
Now, taking that into consideration, what are the trends in jewelry right now that Adamas is showcasing?
At the moment, we're showcasing a lot of sort of changes in use of silver. Previously, silver was a very simple metal used only for simple jewelry. Now they're starting to use silver with a lot more things like diamonds and semi-precious stones, because the price of gold in the last couple of years has made gold jewelry prohibitively expensive for most people.
So silver then has become the modern jewelry metal to work with then?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Now, tell us a little bit about how Adamas caters for made-to-order jewelry.
So because we're a manufacturing jeweler as opposed to a pure retail jeweler, we have a whole factory behind our retail outlets.
Right.
And so whatever any customer wants, we can provide for them made to measure. We have the largest stock of loose diamonds in the Indian Ocean at any time at our premises. And additionally, if you need any other stones, whether they be tanzanite, sapphires, rubies, pearls, we can have access to all those through our worldwide network of suppliers and associates.
Okay. Now, as the bespoke jewelry concept is seeing a resurgence in popularity, will this thing continue to remain a firm fixture within Adamas's production and jewelry design?
Absolutely. I mean, it's been part of us since the very beginning, in the late 80s, and it'll only get bigger and bigger as the demand grows.
Right.
I mean, we already have several projects online sort of to try and get it more spread out and more visible to the international market, but even especially for the local markets, because we're really trying to push more local clientele to come and take advantage of what we can offer.
Right, right. Now, how has the effects of the global economic crisis impacted on jewelry manufacturers like Adamas, for example?
Well, the biggest impact for most of the jewelry sector worldwide has been the rise in costs of raw materials.
Okay.
So gold has doubled in the last 4 years, which means everyone's initial investment has to double just to pay for the base metal. Stones have gone up, diamonds have gone up 20 to 30%. And obviously the impact of that is it creates a more expensive product at the retail level.
Right.
And additionally, there being a recession both in Europe and the US, that's directly affected the spending power of most people. And so instead of spending money on jewelry or expensive watches, they've been moving into more basics, such as food or anything like that. So it slowed the whole sector down a little bit.
Right. In the light then of everybody in the world coming out of this recession, do you see this then as an opportunity for an upswing in the retail of diamonds and jewelry?
There's been a little bit of an upswing in the last couple of months, but once again, people are still not quite confident. And what the recession's done is it's caused, for example, the resurgence of cheaper metals such as silver, and also it's caused the designs to become much more classic, because people are less willing to spend large amounts of money on something that might only be in fashion for a year or two. And so the whole jewelry sector is moving into very classic designs, simple things that will last, several years.
That's very interesting. Now, the Adamas brand continues to develop a strong association with Swingtime, the business of golf. Why is that?
Well, we believe very strongly in trying to reach out to different community groups in the region and in Mauritius, and we feel that Swingtime is the best way to get involved with the golfing community, partly because it's one of the most professional outlets, and it's the one that's really trying to push golf in Mauritius.
Right. In terms of branding, is there a particular strategy behind this association?
Well, we're pretty much trying to associate ourselves with different organizations in Mauritius to once again build up our local client base.
Right.
We do sell mainly to tourists, but we'd like to sell to more Mauritians. And so we figured of all the golf people, if we're going to get access to the golfers in Mauritius and the region, Swingtime is the way to go.
Of course, considering that golf is synonymous with affluence and a disposable income, is this particular marketing niche something that Adamas will continue to solidify its position on and develop further?
Absolutely. I mean, obviously golfing is not a cheap sport. You need clubs and the whole thing that goes with it. And so we feel there's a lot of products and services we can offer the golfers and their families, girlfriends, wives, or husbands.
Right.
And we think that, we really can offer them many things that will help their golf experience, if not their golf game.
Right. Well, there's a considerable drive to reposition Mauritius beyond the tourist paradigm, particularly in terms of business and the development of infrastructure happening around the island right now. Does Adamas apply the same focus in positioning itself as amongst one of the top international jewelry brands?
Well, we're trying to be sort of the best we can be in whatever context we're evaluated in. We're trying to be the best in Mauritius for the time being.
Right.
As far as at the international level, I mean, we're a very long way off. I mean, it's very difficult to establish an international brand, but if we can get somewhere in the region, which at least be a regionally recognized brand, we'll be very happy.
Well, the reason why I asked that question is, in the light of that, the world is looking towards Mauritius now, as I say, as far as positioning itself as a nexus point within the development of business socializing, business networking within the Indian Ocean region. Obviously, Adamas being a top high-end jewelry brand would then, form part of that association. So
we're definitely trying to do that. I mean, we've done some projects with the Board of Investment. We've helped in some of their pushes to make Mauritius a jewelry manufacturing center.
Right.
We're working quite closely with some of the Chinese embassy to sort of get involved in that Chinese city because we have a lot of customers there from mainland China. And so we're trying to become sort of at least a high-end jewelry and diamond distribution point for anyone visiting Mauritius.
Right.
Especially with the growing MICE industry. Anything we can do to get involved in that sector as well is also very useful.
Is there a particular strategy that you seek to accomplish this goal in?
Apart from maintaining our quality and increasing our service and increasing our product range and ensuring our prices are the lowest they can be, and perhaps associating ourselves with fine establishments and institutions such as Swingtime to better get our brand up there, we pretty much feel if we just wait, Mauritius will do the work because the government's working so hard to bring everyone to us that as long as we're here and available to everyone that's here, we should be able to take advantage of that.
And obviously providing a spectacular product.
That's the goal at the end of the day.
What are the future plans then for Adamas?
Well, we would like to expand a little bit more in the region, continue to diversify our product base, maybe move into some more other luxury goods besides jewelry. I mean, we recently started representing Mont Blanc and that range of products. Right. So maybe some other sort of leather goods, maybe some other fine quality products. Regionally, we'd love to move around in the future. Internationally, it's hopefully in my lifetime, but we'll have to wait and see.
Right. Well, thank you very much. That was very insightful into the lifestyle and the world of business, and particularly within jewelry within Mauritius. Thank you very much for joining us. When we come back, Joseph speaks to Antoine Deval, the Director of Tetra Energies.
Property and real estate, construction, finance, investment, retail and wholesale, human resource and recruitment, sports and leisure, tourism, education and hospitality. Market Info Direct. Our business is helping yours to succeed.
I'm speaking to professional golfer and the Director of Golf at Swingtime, and also the gentleman in charge of the training and development of the Swingtime adopter golfers, Mr. Billy Narena. Good evening, Billy. Thank you for joining us. Now, Billy, my question to you is, the adopter golfers have been on this training program for the last couple of weeks now, and they were also participated in the second Swingtime Corporate Golf Challenge, a rather big event. Can you tell us a little bit about the performance during this challenge?
So what I think, honestly, on my side, I'm very satisfied with the boys. Because this is, I think, one of the first time in their career that they've been playing a better ball tournament.
Okay.
As you know, golf is not very easy when you do rely on your partner. So, but when you realize the performance during the first day, I think they were quite a bit excited.
Right.
And that was the reason why they didn't perform very well the second day. But again, I do agree that they are young.
Right.
And they will be learning. As we said in golf, you learn from your mistake. But I'm really satisfied with their performance.
Well, participating in a corporate challenge like this also gives them exposure to lots of business people and potential sponsors. So this is also a big event for them. To date, is this the biggest event that the golfers have participated in?
So I think so far this is one of the greatest for them.
How long have they been training for?
So now we are nearly about 7 months.
Okay.
And I must say that they are very attentive.
Right.
And they are very eager to learn.
And what has been the response that you have experienced as far as the other participants or the other golfers participating in the corporate challenge with regards to your adopter golfers?
So I must say that every time, like for example, I go to Gymkhana, I meet some friends, they all congratulate me. They said to me, "You're doing a good job." It's good, at least the boys now, they feel they have someone behind them.
Right.
Because playing golf on their own, you can be good, but you'll never know if you're really improving yourself.
Right.
Because with no guidance, you can't improve.
And they've got the necessary potential talent, but to develop this further, this will take them on to potentially a career in professional golf, you think?
When you watch the game of Murad and Ridwan and the two new adopted boys that we have on our team now, can be like easily 3 to 4 shots less of their normal handicap.
Right.
But however, there's only one thing that I think we will have to do in future, give them the opportunity to play more game with better players. Because when you watch them on the practice, they are absolutely perfect.
Right.
But I know on practice you have more confidence than on the course. But I'm sure in future with a few challenges with some good players, they will match to that.
Up their game as
Exactly.
well. I suppose it's also because they're also so young, it's also about giving them the experience in competing with other competitors that they're not necessarily used to playing with, and also on different courses and in different events. I suppose it also helps with the development of the mental aspect of their game.
Exactly, because you know, the problem with the youngsters, they can hit the ball very well.
Yes.
But when it comes, for example, like if they do like a bad drive on one hole, then you see it's not the mind working.
Right.
It's just in the mind that they have to hit the ball with the power to reach the green.
Right.
And doing so, they do a few mistakes. But this is why when I did talk to them after the game, they do accept that, of course, golf is a mental game where you don't only hit to score, but you do have to accept sometimes to play a safe shot and try to catch back on the other holes.
Well, sometimes you have to play to your ability.
Exactly, exactly, because you know, okay, they are an 8 handicap, so I can't expect them to come every time and play level par.
Right.
But they can, for example, if you accept on one hole to do a double bogey, you still have more holes to catch back.
The Swingtime Adopter Golfer program is also expanding. I believe that there are 4 new adopter golfers that have been taken in, youngsters.
So we have 4 youngsters, I think they are about 13 or 14 years old. But I will not try to rush their training.
Right.
Because first of all, I have to meet them and we will try to make a plan of how we will start their training.
Right.
Because you have to remember they have already started golf on their own with maybe somebody else. And you can't just come and tell them, no, you have to do it this way. Then it's like you are blowing up a building of 10 stories, you know.
But with the expansion of the Swingtime Adopter Golfer program, with the inception of new adopter golfers, in your opinion, this is a testimony to the success of the Swingtime Adopter Golfer program?
Definitely, definitely. Because now you will see we've got like 2 categories of players.
Right.
We have the senior team of adopted golfers with Murad, Rinwan, Avinash, and Vicky. And now with the 4 youngsters that just joined our team, in fact, it's a good way because then you know you have 2 categories of players to teach.
Right.
Because you take them from youngster to bring them to the level of our senior team.
With the Swingtime Adopter Golfer program expanding, the importance of corporate sponsorship and corporate support for these adopter golfers is becoming more and more important.
It would be great to see that in 2 years, 3 years' time, that you have like 15 or 20 golfers adopted by different companies.
Right.
Because remember, 2016 we are having the Olympic.
That is correct. Now, Billy, on that note, I wanted to ask you, is there thus far some sort of strategy in place in terms of developing a team to go to the Golf Olympics in 2016?
Swingtime, we are prepared for that.
Right.
We have already our plan. Of course, now we will be on the side of the Golf Federation. Because any sport that you know, they've got the technical advisor.
Right.
And there's a program of training that must not be started only 2 years ahead of the events.
Of course.
Because golf takes time to learn. Even myself, I've been playing golf for 27 years. Every time I said to myself, I need to learn something new to improve my game.
Right.
So I think by right now, we have to sit down and talk and prepare the team for the next 6 years.
With that in mind, Billy, how do you see the future of golf here in Mauritius right now at this stage?
So if we continue the way we are doing it now, there's no future. We have to take the game seriously right now.
Okay.
Because all the boys, all the team that played during the inter-island tournament, I'm not happy of the result. Because there was no preparation behind. They've never played the formula they played during the tournament.
Okay.
Because we are used only to play single, individual.
Right.
But you have better ball, you have foursome, which is a very difficult formula and game. So you need to prepare the team in the same way that you'll be competing in future. We have to be mainly, I think, it's like a 6 to 1 year program. You need to prepare them.
Well, if I consider how youngsters are trained internationally, like in the US or in Europe, there is a methodical and strategized process that they go through that prepares them on all levels of the game. Now, if we look at Mauritius right now, is there that same attitude and focus towards the development of young Mauritian golfers right now, in terms of what the Golfing Federation is doing?
So again, there's nothing that you have been prepared so far. Because it is good to say, next year we are playing against Réunion Island, Madagascar, or Seychelles, but if there's no program behind, you'll never improve. I think that we have only one big event in Mauritius, the Mauritius Open. This is not enough.
Right.
Because if you compare Réunion Island, they got, I don't know, many championship with some leagues game. They play against different clubs. They go overseas a few times to France. Right. So if you compare Réunion Island to Mauritius, we are like 50 steps behind.
Okay.
So, and we have many courses compared to Réunion Island. We have more golf courses.
Right.
Why we don't have a national league?
What's come out of this conversation is if everybody works together for one goal in terms of that Mauritius achieves all that it's due to it as far as the history of golf is concerned and the natural talent that I'm sure you experience and see every day, we will definitely be one of the top teams internationally in a matter of years if we all just focus together and we have some teamwork as far as the industry of golf is concerned. Do you agree?
100%.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much for joining us, Billy.
Thank you, Ross.
With our finger on the pulse of activity throughout our business sectors, we at Market Info Direct are leaders in dominating the business environment. As specialists, we facilitate all aspects of these sectors with a high standard of professional service. One key, one solution. Market Info Direct. Our business is helping yours to succeed.
Merci Rob, et nous avons sur ce plateau Antoine Deval, directeur de la compagnie Tetra Energy. Bonsoir Antoine Deval.
Bonsoir.
Et parlez-nous donc de Tetra Energy.
Alors, Tetra Energy est une société française de formation conseil qui travaillent dans le secteur tertiaire principalement, et notamment sur des domaines de management, vente et communication. En 2008, Tetra-Energy a décidé d'implanter une filiale à Maurice. Et donc, voilà, aujourd'hui, nous nous enorgueillons d'avoir des clients tels que Rogers, ENL, Groupement Loisirs. Et nous travaillons également avec d'autres centres de formation, tels que la MEF ou FRCI, ce genre de partenaires.
Donc, Antoine Deval, parlez-nous de la philosophie derrière vos modules de formation.
Alors, Tetra-Energy a une patte, je dirais, qui est de mettre en place beaucoup de mises en situation. Nous, ce qui nous intéresse le plus, c'est l'auto-apprentissage. Donc, nous apportons différentes techniques, différentes méthodes qui sont directement opérationnelles en situation professionnelle. Et donc, par les mises en situation, les individus qui sont en formation les intègrent le plus rapidement.
Et Antoine Deval, parlez-nous des bénéfices pour les compagnies qui font appel donc à vos services pour la formation de leurs employés.
Alors, les bénéfices que nous apportons aux entreprises actuellement, sans prétention aucune, c'est de faire en sorte de proposer des formations le plus sur mesure, je dirais. On répond, on arrive avec une écoute attentive et active, parce qu'on devient force de proposition, on fait un diagnostic partagé, et puis nous arrivons à des contenus de formation qui sont le plus sur mesure, donc le plus tailor-made par rapport aux demandes des clients.
Et vous vous êtes implanté à Maurice en 2008, là où Maurice a commencé à être touché par la crise économique mondiale. Et comment s'est sortie votre compagnie?
Tout à fait, on est arrivé dans ce marasme ambiant, je dirais, qui est la crise économique. On a eu quelques difficultés, je dirais, à démarrer. Forcément, parce qu'en temps de crise, les entreprises ont plus tendance à aller vers des partenaires qu'ils connaissent, donc parce que ça les sécurise tout d'abord. Donc nous, ce qu'on a proposé aux gens, c'est effectivement de nous tester. Et en général, les responses ont été relativement positifs. Donc on a réussi à avoir de plus en plus de clients, à faire parler de nous. Et aujourd'hui, on a traversé cette crise relativement bien.
Donc félicitations à vous.
Merci.
Et dites-nous, quand et dans quelles circonstances vous actualisez vos modules de formation?
Alors l'actualisation, je pense comme toutes les entreprises, c'est pas l'apanage que des entreprises de formation. L'actualisation se fait tout simplement par le suivi de l'actualité. Donc effectivement, nous aujourd'hui, par rapport au contexte mauricien, nous avons développé des modules de formation basés sur tout ce qui est développement durable, basés sur tout ce qui est CSR. Donc on s'adapte vraiment aux tendances, je dirais, actuelles.
Donc de nouvelles tendances de la formation donc, pour les employés qui vont le mettre en place dans leur travail.
Il y a effectivement de manière globale de nouvelles tendances dans le marché, dans le secteur de la formation. Aujourd'hui, on parle beaucoup je dirais qu'il y a deux grandes tendances. On parle beaucoup de la première chose, c'est du coaching. Donc le coaching principalement sur le top management pour les grands managers qui préfèrent des choses individualisées plutôt que d'être dans des groupes de formation. Et la deuxième grande mouvance, c'est l'e-learning. Alors l'e-learning, je le mets entre guillemets, parce qu'aujourd'hui on parle plutôt de blended learning, c'est-à-dire qu'on met en place de l'e-learning pour des contenus, pour les théories, pour le côté prendre les méthodes, et ensuite effectivement on fait du présentiel, c'est-à-dire qu'on prend les gens en formation avec un consultant et on travaille les mises en situation, les échanges d'expériences, ce genre de choses.
Parlons-nous donc un peu plus de vous et de golf. Et vous avez participé à la deuxième édition du Swingtime Corporate Challenge. Et dites-nous comment est-ce que vous êtes venu au golf?
J'ai commencé le golf il y a très longtemps, je dirais, très jeune, très petit. Mon père, en fait, jouait au golf à l'époque, donc il m'a un peu, je dirais, entraîné dans son sillage. Et puis, on avait tout un groupe de jeunes également quand je suis arrivé, donc ça a créé une certaine émulation. On a fait des championnats à La Réunion, les championnats de France, donc je suis resté, j'ai adoré, et voilà, aujourd'hui, je suis un fervent adepte du golf.
Et je pense que vous avez donc un bon handicap.
J'ai un handicap de 5 qui est de quoi m'amuser, je dirais, sur la plupart des golfs.
Et parlons donc de golf des compagnies qu'on organise, comme Swingtime a organisé. Et quelle valeur ajoutée est-ce que ça vous donne quand vous participez à ce genre de compétition?
Écoutez, c'est vrai que c'est une compétition qui est basée sur tout ce qui est corporate, sur tout ce qui est business. Donc il y avait un parterre de joueurs très intéressant à ce niveau-là, golfiquement et économiquement, je dirais. Donc j'ai eu quelques rencontres intéressantes. Avec un côté relationnel très intéressant et la participation d'ailleurs du du second Swingtime Corporate Challenge m'a permis de jouer avec une de mes partenaires, c'est-à-dire un autre centre de formation. Donc voilà, je pense que c'est plutôt bénéfique à chaque fois que je fais cet événement. Je continuerai à le faire.
Est-ce que dans le futur, on verrait Tetra Energy faire la formation du personnel qui est impliqué dans le golf?
Mais pourquoi pas, pourquoi pas. Il y a beaucoup de choses qui se font aujourd'hui et beaucoup d'amalgame entre la formation et le golf, notamment simplement du team building par exemple, sur des golfs avec des activités un peu golfiques autour. Donc je trouve que c'est effectivement un endroit qui est assez idyllique et puis assez sympa pour faire ce genre de choses. Ensuite, on a simplement, je dirais, les valeurs du golf qui font que forcément il y a des synergies avec la formation. Je vais en citer quelques-uns comme l'étiquette du golf, je dirais, avec la courtoisie, avec le respect des règles, le fair play, le respect du parcours, l'honnêteté, parce qu'il n'y a pas d'arbitre réellement en golf. Donc effectivement, ce sont des concepts qui peuvent être intéressants à mettre en place en formation. Pourquoi pas.
Donc, merci beaucoup Antoine Deval d'être venu sur ce plateau.
Merci à vous.
Et bonne soirée.
Merci, à vous aussi.
Voilà, donc nous sommes arrivés à la fin du Swingtime Golf Show. À très bientôt.
Thank you again, viewers, for joining us on the Swingtime Golf Show, where we talk the business of golf. Don't forget to tune into the Swingtime Adopt a Golfer Golf Tip Show, where you can learn more about your golf.